Dr. Cutter with the Chainsaw Hospital, and today we're going to be talking about and using this Stihl 026. And the name of this saw is David. And thank you, David, again for donating this saw way back, years and years and years ago, and getting this to us to work on, and kind of really started the journey for me working on saws, because I ended up rebuilding this a while back, and cleaned up the cylinder and the piston and got it going. Then it's had another piston put in it, and so that's it was a lot of fun. I was very new to the chainsaw world, kind of. I mean, I'd been running them a long time, but not had them apart. But that's water under the bridge now, right? I've had this thing for years and really like it, actually. I like the 026. I like the chassis. I like the size of it. And anyways, but what I want to talk about, and you probably read in the title already, is I have actually went in and ported this saw. This is my first ported saw that I have ever done, and I'm super excited about that, because what I did was I followed Tin Man's saws, and I'll put some information to get to see him and to see what he's doing. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've heard of or seen Tin Man before. But he just went through an 026 before he went to a show. I think he gave it away at the show. I'm not sure yet. But I went in and I followed exactly, roughly, without his numbers, following the numbers exactly. But I went in and I ported this saw exactly the way he did. And what I did was I went in and I took the intake of the piston, the intake skirt of the piston, and modified that. And again, if you guys are interested, watch some of his stuff there, and then you'll be able to kind of like, oh, well, that's what he's doing. I didn't video or take any pictures of any of this, and we might go back in this thing. We'll open it up one day and we'll take a look at it. And if I get enough comments down below there to say, hey, Dr. Cutter, take this thing apart. Let's see all the internals. Let's see the guts of this thing. I would love to be able to do that for you. So if you're saying, hey, I want this thing apart, I want to see how it runs, and I want to see you take it apart, and I want to see what's inside of it, we will absolutely do that. But I'll tell you what I've done so far, and that is, it started with a pipe. I built a pipe for this thing, so you can see the pipe kind of here. And let's talk about the porting. I'm trying to remember and think. Oh, I did the timing, so I did all the timing numbers. I have this timing wheel, and I used a coat hanger to set the numbers, and I just used one of the holes. I forget what hole it was, but I've got a chuck on this one, so I can just do that. And so that's what I used. And Tin Man has a really nice series on how to time your saw, or a few videos and stuff, how to set these things up. So we're not going to go into all that. If you want me to, I can. If you want to see my take on it, we can. But so set up all the timing, and I got my numbers. So it was this was, I thought, really high for what this is, and maybe this is normal, but it was a 94 and a half, almost 95 exhaust roof. It could have been 94 and 3/4. I don't know. Whatever. It's close enough, right? And then I've had 67 degrees, which times 2 is 134 degrees of intake on there, and that was the intake duration. And then the transfers were around 120. I didn't go as far as to do the ring and the piston to slide it up and to see how many degrees it moves, only because I knew I wasn't going to be changing those. I knew I wasn't going to be. So, and then squish was with a base gasket was 35 thousandths. So, and that's with about a 30 I'm sorry, yeah, 35 thousandths. So I wasn't. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh yeah, so that's it. I'd have a little notes right here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at, because I won't remember all these numbers. So I'm going to start a little porting book, and this will be the first one to go in the porting book, just like Tin Man. And so we got all that done. So I thought about it, and watching the videos with Tin Man, he had went to, I think he took 40 thousandths off of his intake skirt, and that equaled 4 degrees or something, whatever it was. It was 1 degree equals 14 thousandths is what he got into when he was breaking it down on how much the increments were as the piston moves, and how many degrees and how many inches it actually moves. So I thought about it, and I was like, well, if I do 40 right off the get-go, I won't be able to go back. So I went ahead and just did 20. I did 20 thousandths of intake, intake. So I ended up with about, I forget how many inches. Yeah, 20 thousandths. I forget how many degrees that ended up being. Let's say not quite 2 degrees. So I ended up with, or 3 degrees. I'm sorry, I'm going backwards with it. So, anyways, I ended up with 70 degrees, which times 2 would be 140 degrees of intake timing, just by removing that skirt on the piston. And I could show you, but if you're watching this and you're interested in porting, you probably know what I'm talking about. So the exhaust, I didn't change, but I did widen the exhaust port at the piston side really well. So I opened that up, and the transfers I left alone, and the piston windows. So the piston has all the windows in it, and the flashing, we call it, from the factory where they cast the piston together. It had like ridges inside of there. So I went in and I cleaned up all those windows all the way around, kind of widened them out a little bit and opened them up a little bit. So that was good. And the intake, or the transfer ports at the bottom, they had the big bump where, before it goes in through the intake right here. I removed that bump, so it was a nice smooth ramp right into there, just like Tin Man did. I did not remove any from the bridge between the upper transfer and the lower transfers. There's a bridge that goes in between those. There's a bridge right there, and I didn't remove any metal from the back side of that. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. Maybe next time we will. Maybe next time I open it up, I'll be like, oh yeah, well, let's go ahead and do that. Open that up a little bit. And then the intake port of the cylinder, there was a ridge where they cast it. There was a ridge in the middle of the intake port at the top of it, and I went ahead and took that out, and I left that rough. I didn't smooth that out at all. Then down at the bottom of the intake port, where it's kind of channeled down at an angle, there was a lip right inside of that, right at the piston, on the intake port side. And so I took the burr, and I removed that lip that stuck up. It was like the intake was down like this, and so I took that lip and I ground it down so it was nice and just smooth going straight in to the bottom end. And that is it. That's what I ended up doing. I did not do a timing advance on this at all. I didn't figure, I mean, if it needs one, maybe, but I don't think it needs one. It seems like it's running fairly well now. But yeah, so I cleaned up let's see. Oh, and then, so once I got it all back together, I checked the timing again. And that's how I got those numbers I gave you earlier. And I'm super excited about this porting thing. In fact, when I got this one together, I was just so excited. It's different. I don't know how to explain that. It just takes it from a mediocre, kind of okay piece of equipment to something that's really fun to run. And I like running them anyways, even all the factory stuff that is back here. All these things none of those have been ported at all. No. None of these have. Now I was just saying if I had a customer saw or something like that, but no, there's no customer saws or anything in here now, and I had a lot of fun doing this. So we might be getting into a couple more things. I've got this 370. Oh, well, the 372 is not in here right now, um, but we do have a 51 back there that I'd like to work on actually. That's running now, but you haven't seen the videos on that yet, I don't think, or maybe you have by the time you see this one. I don't know. But either way, so that's it. So the next step is, what are we going to do? We're going to go outside and fire it up and see how this thing sounds, reacts, auto response. Oh, and one of the reasons I didn't go, auto response reminded me of it. The reason I didn't go with the 40 degrees or the 40 thousandths change in the intake skirt, the intake side of the piston skirt, was I didn't want any blowback. I didn't, and again, I'm being very conservative with these numbers because I didn't want to necessarily. I don't care about messing it up. I mean, we just get new parts and put on. They make aftermarket stuff for this all day, every day, so it's not a big deal. But I did not want to just go in. I want to. And I think Tin Man explained it at some point when I was watching his videos. Like, you don't know how far to go until you've gone too far, and I haven't ventured into those waters yet. I haven't gone too far with anything. And there was a lot of cautionary tales he shared through that 026 video series, particularly about these saws that he had worked on in the past. And I heeded those warnings. I didn't go crazy with this thing, but one day we might. I don't know. But either way, so the plan is we're going to take this thing outside. We're going to find us some decent sized wood and small wood, because I want to test it out limbing and I want to test it out buried, and that's kind of the plan. I've started it up. I'm not gonna whatever, but I have started it up and I ran it, and I've actually done a little bit of limbing. Some little trees and stuff just to see how it ran. But you're gonna see on video actually what it does. Here we are at this nice piece of maple, and it's mostly hard. It's got a little bit of rot right here, but I mean, that's what we have, so that's what we're going to work with, right? So this is a 16-inch bar, and I know about a 20 is about right for this, so I'm going to have to make a cut, in like this. But this is the main test I wanted to do on some larger wood to make a, kind of a test. And what we'll do is we'll get this one done, then we'll come back with another one later, and we'll see if it does any better or worse or whatever. I'm thinking about an 028. That's a pretty similar output or CCs, and it is a closed port also. But either way, so let's see how this thing does. I have a screwdriver with me in case I need to do some tuning, but chain is good. I got plenty of gas and oil in here, and so let's get this thing started. Now this is cold. I haven't started it today. I just kind of wanted to see with you guys how many pulls it'll take to get it going. So I just turned the choke on, so let's see what we can do here. Alright, that's okay. Just gonna let that warm up a little bit, and then we'll be back in just a minute. Like it's pulling a pretty good chip there. I'm good with that. I don't know what all that racket is back there, but either way, I'm going to tell you what, I am very impressed, and I'm not just saying. I've used quite a few different saws in this log right here just as a test. I am very happy with this. I'm happy with how it turns out. It's got plenty of power. It's got plenty of RPM. I'm sure I could get more out of it. I guarantee that. Or somebody could get more out of it, actually. I guarantee that. But I am happy with how it picks up the throttle, how it can start in the cut. I can, just lay it on there and get going with it. And it also has plenty of RPM. It seems like it's got quite a bit more than factory did back in the day. But I'm going to say a success. Like I said, I might go back in this thing later just to see if we can get a little bit more. Maybe I'll talk to some people, ask some people and stuff. But I'm excited about this. This is so cool. My first ported chainsaw here, and it's this 026, so very cool. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for watching and being here with me and going through this journey with this thing right here and just hanging out. So remember, keep your chain sharp and stay safe.